This is Ella, live from London studio. Pakistan-Afghanistan border tensions are neither sudden nor unjustified. They are the direct result of years of cross-border terrorism originating from Afghan soil. When the Taliban took control of Kabul in 2021, while most countries shut down their embassies, Pakistan kept its mission open and even facilitated safe passage for evacuees during the chaotic withdrawal. In every post-withdrawal discussion at the United Nations and other international forums, Pakistan consistently called for the unfreezing of Afghanistan's USD 9 billion in assets to help its people, and used regional platforms such as the Economic Cooperation Organization to lobby for relief measures in support of the Afghan population. Pakistan has always stood for peace and stability in Afghanistan, yet in return, the country became a refuge for TTP militants launching attacks across the border. Despite repeated provocations, Pakistan continued peaceful engagement through religious, tribal, and official channels. Delegations led by Mufti Taqi Usmani, senior tribal elders, and high-ranking officials including Defense Minister Khawaja Asif, DGIC, and Interior Minister Naqvi, visited Kabul multiple times between 2022 and 2024 to promote security cooperation and counter-terrorism coordination. The Special Envoy for Afghanistan, Mohammad Sadiq, worked to enhance bilateral trade through the Early Harvest Program, reducing tariffs on key agricultural items that benefited both nations. However, instead of reciprocating these gestures, Afghanistan allowed TTP violence to intensify. Despite repeated assurances, the interim Afghan government has not acted against TTP and BLA terrorists operating from Afghan territory. Fitna al-Khawarij, FAK, maintains over 60 terrorist camps across Nuristan, Kunar, Nangarhar, Paktia, Khost, and Paktika, serving as hubs for infiltration into Pakistan's KP region. Verified evidence of these sanctuaries has been shared with Kabul, but IAG's inaction exposes complicity and disregard for regional stability. Since June 2025, Pakistani security agencies documented a 36% increase in Tashkils and a 48% increase in infiltrating terrorists. From Zabul, Paktika, Kandahar, Helmand, and Nimruz, militants have entered Balochistan to conduct coordinated attacks. Despite Islamabad sharing exact coordinates of these terror bases, Kabul allowed them to expand under GDI supervision. TTP chief Noor Wali Masood lives in Kabul under regime protection, receiving $43,000 per month in funding. Clear evidence of state-backed terrorism. Afghan social media's immediate acknowledgement of Noor Wali's survival after an attack further confirms his presence in Kabul. Increasingly, Afghan nationals have joined TTP infiltration teams, proving Afghan soil is being used for open aggression. TTP has become a paid proxy for foreign intelligence agencies, using Afghanistan for anti-Pakistan operations. Weapons worth over USD 7 billion left behind by NATO and US forces are now in use by TTP and BLA, including M16 rifles, M4 carbines, night vision devices, and thermal optics sold by Afghan commanders to militants. In the recent attack on Frontier Constabulary HQ in Banu, 3 of the 6 terrorists, including the suicide bomber, were Afghan nationals. Taliban regime-linked groups, such as Tahafuz-e-Imarat-e-Islami Force, have attacked Pakistani targets like the police training school in Di Khan, killing 7 policemen. Over 207 Afghan nationals have been killed during terrorist incidents in Pakistan, proving Afghan soil is being used for terrorism despite Taliban claims otherwise. Pakistan has shown patience for decades, yet its soldiers and civilians continue to bleed from Afghan-based terrorism. No country has done more for Afghanistan than Pakistan, hosting over 5 million refugees for more than 4 decades, sacrificing economically and socially, and building hospitals, schools, and infrastructure. Pakistan also implemented APT, granting Afghanistan duty-free port access, facilitated business visas, and enhanced border trade mechanisms. Through the Early Harvest Program, Pakistan reduced tariffs on Afghan exports to boost economic integration, But Afghanistan still allowed its territory to be used for terrorism. The Pakistan-Afghanistan border, one of the world's softest, has been exploited by Kabul as Afghans cross with local permits instead of passports. Pakistan's record in Afghanistan's reconstruction, educating 60,000 Afghan youth and providing humanitarian aid, is unmatched. True regional stability requires Kabul to match Pakistan's goodwill with decisive action against terrorism. Pakistan values dialogue and diplomacy, but prioritizes sovereignty and the safety of its people, warning that future provocations will invite a firm and proportionate response. Afghan leaders must realize that India has historically exploited Afghanistan for its interests and will abandon it again once those interests are served. The Taliban's claim that terrorism is Pakistan's internal issue is a denial of reality, contradicted by UN monitoring team reports confirming the TTP's presence in Afghanistan. The fight against terrorism is a collective responsibility, and Afghan Taliban must end their denial, honor their commitments, and deny Afghan soil for cross-border terrorism. It is still not too late for Kabul to act as a responsible neighbor and take verifiable steps against terrorists operating from its territory. Pakistan reserves the sovereign right to regulate Afghan nationals' presence based on security and socio-economic considerations and urges cooperation in establishing effective border management. Pakistan continues to seek a peaceful, stable, and prosperous Afghanistan that fulfills its commitments, acts responsibly, and contributes to regional peace and stability. That's all for now. For more updates on the news, keep watching Ocean News.